Oh, we have more time, so let's talk
more
about
time.
this.
I heard the voice
the God
from above.
voice.
So then let's talk. Let's change topics here. We're so glad that you're able to stay with us.
Yeah, sure.
The Vergara, is that
Sophia
Vergara.
And the whole issue
I love
with
this
the
story.
embryos.
I am a total junkie for celebrity gossip, and this story with her embryo, she's broken up with this man that they've been on and off for many years, and
they had embryos
they
together.
created embryos together,
that
have them
are
frozen.
frozen. Now they're broken up.
Yeah.
He wants to bring the embryos to term.
Yes.
She does not. My question is, are we talking about life or are we talking about property? She's talking about property, he's talking about life. Which
and
one
it's
is
really interesting too, because if you sever a finger and we freeze a finger, that doesn't turn into anything other than maybe implanting it on another person. But we are looking at life when we're looking at combining these embryos with the sperm. All of a sudden now we have something that we can produce into life. So it's a great question.
I think
who owns that?
It's a very
frightening.
deep question. I think this is the danger of when we start playing God as humans. And I don't want to be too judgmental, because I have a lot of friends who are in this process and who have struggled to conceive and have done so using this very process. But as a mother myself, and as a Christian woman myself, I have to say I feel very uncomfortable with the idea of what I would perceive as little souls kind of being in this frozen stasis.
Well, let's talk about this from a different angle. Her position is, look, we signed a contract.
Yeah.
Whether it's life or not,
I know, and then you have
must
a
be
human
bound
life
by
that
the
comes
terms of the contract.
right, and human life comes down to a contract. Isn't that very
That's
interesting?
very disturbing, but
It
Joseph
is.
makes a point that I kind of agree with. They
It
do
is a
have
contraction-
contract.
it is a
So
contraction.
He
I
should have
might
thought
not-
about all of this
yes,
beforehand.
And I might not approve of her decision to leave them there, to create so many and then leave them there, but she does have a contract. And I think on her ex-fiance's part, this is a little bit of celebrity mining, mining for some
we should let people know that
publicity.
he has said, look, I'm not asking anything of you. You don't have to be in these children's lives at all. They don't
I don't
have to
believe
know.
that.
And you know what's so
They
interesting
don't-
is this the role
there's
that
no- he
women
doesn't certainly
usually
need her
play
finances.
versus
He's
a
filthy
man.
rich.
So,
I
so we
do
don't want a
believe that.
Mother's Day, but he wants a Father's Day. So I think that's also an interesting
But they
pull
would,
on
if
this
this,
on the
they would have
topic.
brought some of those eggs to term by now if he was really serious. Like all of a sudden
Well,
they break up and now he's like, oh, now
No,
I
no, no,
want.
no. They broke up. They broke up because she did not want any more children.
That's right. They went back and
He
forth and
wanted
back and
children.
forth over
but
years.
here's something that I find disturbing, because before we started talking about this, delving into this topic, I did not know that there are companies out there that are producing embryos.
I actually worked in fertility before I worked with older adults, and it's a very fascinating field, and it was very early on when I was there. But the practice that I worked with was actually restoring women's physical health to being able to get pregnant naturally. So hopefully the process of in vitro wasn't necessary.
But this is something different. What we're talking about
Yeah, they're made-
is they're breeding.
But some did not. Yes, and then they
genetically matching
Well, it's
for the master race.
it becomes race for uterus
Yes.
for hire. It becomes egg
we
for
get into
hire,
really sticky
sperm for hire.
designer babies and all of that.
Designer
I
babies,
have
that's what
my friends that are going through this process created one baby from this process. They've got like 7 other embryos, but this is something I didn't know either. People adopt embryos now. So that's a thing you can do.
A whole new topic.
Yeah, that's a whole-
Thank you
We're
so
opening up-
much for being with us to talk about these very controversial topics.
Once again, Kira Davis from the dark side
With Kira Davis, Tuesday nights on FTRradio.com.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you guys. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.